Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a remake of a video I did a while ago, and it was called The Best Drugstore Makeup of All Time. And since then, I've gone cruelty-free. I'm going to update you, and this is the cruelty-free version. I want to thank you guys in advance for clicking on this video and for your time. I feel like this might be a little bit of a longer video, but it is packed with, you know, information. So hopefully you guys stick around till the end. This is all stuff that I have tried and tested, and it just makes me, this is like makeup that really makes me really happy, and there's nothing in here that I'm kind of like, it's okay. Like, this is all stuff that I truly love and really recommend. So anyway, so let's just get started. So I'm gonna kind of go in the order of how I would do my makeup. So let's start with primers, and if I'm being honest, I don't have a ton of drugstore primers that I'm that excited about, but the two that I do have are the NYX pore filler. So this is a really good dupe for the Smashbox pore filler in the purple packaging, and it's a really good intense pore filler, which I really like, especially if I use kind of like a dewier primer with it, or if I did a lot of moisturizer that day. I think this works really, really well, especially over top silicone primers. And then also kind of along those lines, but a little bit less intense, this is the CATRICE Prime and Fine Smoothing Refiner for Invisible Pores and Lines, and it kills, it says on here, kills pores, so that's a little intense, but it looks like this, and you basically just like rub your finger in it and put it on the areas that you want to be smooth, and it really, I love this stuff. It is so good. It's a really good alternative to the Tarte smoothing base, which is another one that I really love, but this one is much cheaper. It's cruelty-free, and I've been really liking this one for a while now, so I definitely recommend it to you guys. So moving on to foundations, I don't have a ton of foundations either, which I apologize, and I feel like that's an area where I definitely want recommendations for you guys, because I don't know, I haven't really found that many great ones at the drugstore. So the one I will say that I love, and you guys know this is coming, is the MILANI Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer. I'm wearing this one today, and every time I wear it, you guys are like, what are you wearing? This is like, in real life, you look like a walking filter. Every time I wear it, somebody asks me, it's like the bomb. It's very full coverage, and it smells great, it looks great. Everything just looks smooth, and it lasts forever. And I feel like it also doesn't make me oily, it doesn't make me dry, and I love that about it. I believe with that one, they also expanded their shade range, so they have a lot more shades now online. So also, the one that I like is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. So this is nowhere near as full coverage as like a Cover FX drops or something like that, but it is it's just a beautiful finish. You can mix it in with stuff. You can do more foundation, you can do less foundation. It's really liquidy, and I actually like that about it. And I just think that it has really great coverage if you want to build it up, like I said, or if you don't want to. It's kind of up to you. It's your preference, and I really like that about it. For concealer, I have one concealer. I'm struggling with primer, concealer, and foundation, but everything else I'm like covered. But I only have one. It is the MILANI Light Lifting Concealer, and it reminds me a lot of the Maybelline Age Rewind, which used to be my favorite back when I wasn't cruelty-free. It has the same kind of like sponge tips, so it's nice because you don't use too much, but it has even better coverage than I think that the Age Rewind does, and I love this. I think that it looks amazing. It doesn't crease. It's the one that I'm wearing today. I think it looks great, and it's never failed me, so I really like this one. So let's talk about powders that I use to set my face. So the first one that I use is the RCMA No Color Powder. I really have been liking this one. I reach for this one the most to set my under eyes. I think it's amazing. You can bake with it. It's not going to give you any flashback, and it's only, I think, like $12. So you do have to buy this online, I believe, unless you have like a specialty store near you that carries it, but I really love this stuff. I feel like it's not too drying. Some powders are a little bit too drying. I feel like this one is a really good one. It took me a while to warm up to it, but now I really like it. As for face powders, I use the CATRICE Healthy Look Mattifying Powder. So when you open it up, it's kind of marbled looking, and I think it just contributes to an overall, like it says, a healthy look. And I feel like this does mattify me, but it's not too much. It gives me a little bit more coverage because it is tinted, but I've just been really liking it, and I feel like it does make my makeup last a lot longer. So that is the one that I recommend. And then as for contour, you guys know I do it every day on my nose, and what I used for that is the CATRICE Prime and Fine Contouring Duo Stick. So I really like this one. It's a really nice color, and sometimes with drugstore contour products, they will blend into nothing. And this one, I have never had that problem. It always blends out really beautifully, but it's still noticeable and makes a difference. And I think that's what makes it worth it. It also has a really good highlighting side on the other end that you can use to highlight, do a cream highlight. I think it's a great product. Also, what I used to use in the past, and I still do from time to time, I use the LA Girl Pro Concealer. So I have the two shades that I like to contour my nose with. I go in between Toast and Beautiful Bronze. So I will just literally take this and then go down the sides of my nose, or you could use it for your cheeks, your forehead. It's a really cheap concealer, but it's really good. Also, if you're trying to conceal redness, they have a really great one in this green color, and it kind of comes off as like a minty green, and it really does cover any redness. It blends out really well, and I really like that. It's a great alternative to a lot of the higher end green concealers, because with green concealer you don't need a lot, so it makes sense to buy one that's a little bit cheaper. So, and then also for contour, I love this product, and I would say this is more on the bronzy side, but I do use it to contour also. It is the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Contour. So this is a cushion product, and I am somebody who does like cushion products. Not everybody does, but I would still, even if you don't like cushion products, I would recommend this to you. I use this with a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and I use it today. I just kind of press it onto my skin really lightly and blend it out. It looks gorgeous. It is the perfect tone for just like that bronzy look. It reminds me a lot of the finish that I get from my Chanel Soleil de Tan. It is, of course I don't use that one anymore, but this like really reminds me of it, and I've been looking for a dupe for that for years. So this is truly an awesome product. I would definitely go check it out. It's very cheap at the drugstore. It's from Wet n Wild. So if you're looking for like a bronzy contour product, this is great, and it gives you like a really beautiful summery look, and I really love that about it. So also from the drugstore, this is also from CATRICE. It is the Prime and Fine Professional Contouring Palette. So I don't use this side, but I do use this side, and I really love how cool tone this is. Sometimes at the drugstore you won't always find cool tone shades to contour with, and that's what gives you that really nice hollowed look. You want your contour shade to be cool tone because it mimics an actual shadow. So I feel like this is a great product from the drugstore. It blends out really well. It's never patchy on me. It's definitely on par with a lot of the higher end contouring palettes that I have. So by the way, you can get CATRICE online at Ulta or online at their website, and I will link both of them below. Next, moving on to bronzer. So I have two bronzers. One of them I talked about in my last video, and it is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. You've probably heard about this. It smells like coconut and kind of like the beach. I've talked about this in several videos. I will say one tip I will give you is to get the darker shade. So there's going to be a light bronze shade, and then there's a bronze shade. I recommend the darker bronzer shade to pretty much everybody, otherwise you really won't see the light shade. This is truly one of the softest, most blendable products that you can find, and it just diffuses so beautifully on the skin. It looks so natural and healthy. I definitely recommend this. Everybody that gets it usually loves it, so I'm very confident in that recommendation. And then also one that I love, I might say that I even love this one more than the butter bronzer, and it is the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder, and this is for lighter skin. So if you have darker skin, I think there is one for you. This is like a beautiful, first of all, it's so cheap. Everything from Essence is like dirt cheap. It just looks amazing. I'm wearing this one today, and it's a little bit warmer than the butter bronzer, and again, it does smell like vacation, so I do like that about that. But if you are sensitive to smells like that, coconut smells like that, you might not like it. It's not overpowering, but it does have a little bit of a scent. I love this. I use it on an IT Cosmetics large bronzer brush, and it just, again, it diffuses into the skin so well. It almost looks like it's melting into the skin. It looks so natural. It looks like you just got back from the beach, so I definitely recommend that one. So moving on to blushes, these were also in my last video that I made, and they are the MILANI baked blushes. So two of my favorites, I love Luminoso, especially if you do kind of like a smoky eye or a brightly colored eye. I really like this one because it's just a really nice subtle shade, and it's just a really healthy flush to the skin. And then I also love Rose de Oro, and I like this one in the fall a little bit more. This is really one that makes a difference on your skin. It looks beautiful. I feel like this would look amazing, especially on people with darker skin, but it does look good on me too, of course, in my opinion. I love these. You really can't go wrong with any shade that you purchase from that line. Also, I have the number 7 blush. This is in Peach Velvet. I use this almost every single day. I use this one today. I've been using this all summer. It's a little bit pricier than I would like to pay at the drugstore, but I definitely think that it's worth it, especially because we don't really go through blushes that quickly. And this is so pigmented that you do one little tap and then brush it onto your cheeks, and it just looks beautiful. It's very easy to blend out, and I really, really like it. It's also one of the most beautiful, just peachy shades that I've like ever seen. So I also love the Essence Satin Touch blush. This is another really, really cheap one, and it looks like this. It's just a gorgeous blush. You would be surprised at how pigmented this actually is. It blends out really well, and it's never patchy. I just love that. One more from the drugstore is the Wet n Wild Apricots in the Middle blush. If you're noticing a theme, I usually tend to go for these blushes, so it definitely goes along with a bronzy look. So if you want to pick this one up, it just looks gorgeous. I think this would look really good on people with a little bit darker skin tone or maybe olive skin tone, and I really like that one. Alright, so let's move on to highlighters. So the first one I have is a liquid highlighter, and this is from NYX. This is their Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator. My favorite one is in Sunbeam, and I really like these. They're very intense, and if you want to mix them in with your foundation to get a glowier look, or if you want to just kind of pat them on the skin, they look really beautiful. This is a dupe for a lot of higher end glow products, so I would definitely check these out if you're into the liquid glow. And then also a really cheap one from the drugstore is this Jordana Glow and Go, and I love this. I use this today, and I always put it on my foundation when it's still wet. I love to use this especially in the summer, and whenever you put this underneath a highlighter, it always amplifies the intensity of the highlight. This looks amazing in the summer when you just kind of want to go for that glowy look and you don't want to put any powder products on. I love this. It's so cheap from the drugstore, and they have a few different shades too. So my favorite one is in 01 Pearl Glow, but they also have a medium shade and a dark shade. And then for powder highlights, you've probably heard about this one. It is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. This one I definitely recommend to people who aren't going for that really intense highlight. This is a great one if you want to wear something subtle for work, or if you want it to look just more natural and more undetectable. So I really love this one, very cheap. And then this one is from Pixi and Aspen Ovard collab. I believe it will still be at Target when I film this. So this is so soft, and it really just melts into the skin. It's not too chunky or foiled looking. It has this really pretty packaging, and it's very travel friendly. Probably my favorite one that I'm going to recommend to you guys in this video is the Physicians Formula. This is their Warm Nude Highlighter. It comes like this. It's got a lot of different shades. This highlighter is blinding. It's the one that I'm wearing today. You can kind of, yeah, you can definitely see. So I use the top row, but what I really like about it, especially if you're a working artist or your skin tone changes all the time because you self-tan, aka me, whatever highlight that you want to get, you can kind of customize your own shade. So if you have darker skin tone, then you can come down here. If you're lighter skin tone, you can come up here. If you want to do like more of a bronzy highlight, you can come over here, mix them together. I just really like it. It's very blinding, but again, it doesn't look foiled, it doesn't look chunky, and I just like love this. If you don't have it, I would definitely get it. And then also from Physicians Formula, I have this Vegas Strip Light Bronzer. These are the shimmer strips, and these kind of remind me of the Bobbi Brown shimmer strips. This one is definitely more of a like golden vibe. So this one, I recommend that you get your brush wet, or you wet your brush after you pick up the product, and then it will kind of intensify the highlight, but it looks really, really good. Again, you can kind of customize whatever shade that you want. Between the two, I would probably still get this one because you get more variety, but this is a really, really good one. If you love golden highlights, you will really like this one. Also for highlight, you might have heard about this one. It is the Wet n Wild. These are the Mega Glow highlighting powders. This one is in Precious Petals, and these are just gorgeous. They're very blinding, and they're really, really cheap. So you get a lot of product. Quickly before I forget, let's talk about setting sprays. So I have two here. The first one I have is the MILANI Make It Last setting spray. I don't know if this one is like truly making your foundation last longer, but the mister on this one is amazing. I love to use this to prime. It's very hydrating and it smells great, so I love this one. I've already gone through like 2 bottles of this. And then another one that I love is the CATRICE Prime and Fine spray. The sprayer is not as good on this one as the MILANI one, but I do feel like it makes your makeup last a little bit longer. So those are 2 really cheap ones at the drugstore, and I just love those. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, thank you so much for your time. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you found some new things to try out. Again, let me know some recommendations for like foundations, concealers, anything that you love and I didn't mention. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll be doing some more cruelty-free videos pretty soon. So anyway, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!